I've always been to Denver Airport. I've never been to Colorado. I've seen Grand Canyon. One of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, which I like to Washington State. This is right off the ship. I've never been in my life.
Blowing up in the city, more grass.
I've been to Washington.
Did you have a good time?
Idaho.
That's good.
Hot spot. They got those ditches where there's water and Washington. Cutting that weed on them grades about like that. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. We've got a lot of acres to cover today. Welcome everyone to June 1st meeting. And Madam Clerk, if you would, call the roll again, please.
Squire Eldridge.
Here.
Judge Travis.
Here.
Squire Travis.
Here.
Squire Cotton.
Here.
Squire Stump.
Here.
Squire Ferris.
Here.
All right, again, we're all here. As we get started this morning, Mike, would you open in a word of prayer and then we'll do the pledge and flag.
Sure. Lord, thank you for this beautiful day that you've given us, and we thank you for the many blessings that you've given our county and our citizens. And Lord, we just want to say a prayer today for those that are struggling and those that are fighting hardships and those that have lost loved ones and fighting sickness. And Lord, we just ask that you be in a great position, that you bring those people back to health and be with those people in those situations. And it'd be our prayer that they look to you for guidance and wisdom and in those situations, that they look to you for comfort whenever they need it most. Lord, as we go through the rest of our day and the rest of our meeting here, we just pray that all of our decisions that we make, that we make them in a way that is pleasing and acceptable in your sight. Lord, just be with us and help us to make the best decisions possible. And Lord, we pray for continued blessings upon our county, and Lord, we pray for our nation today, as we do always, as we have a lot of things going on around the world involving the United States. And we just pray for all of our servicemen and women and all the leaders of our country make the decisions that are best for our country and are also pleasing and acceptable to you. So be with us for the rest of the day and bring us back here in a couple of weeks safely. And for all of the many things that you do for us daily, Lord, we thank you so much, and we love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. If you would, join us in salute to the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you all very much. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from 5/18 that are in our packet. Anyone have any changes or deletions, add-ons in the minutes? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion by Zach, second by Mike to approve the minutes as presented. Any discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right. Now, first, we have communications from citizens. I know there are several folks in here that I'm going to call on. I don't necessarily know that I missed anyone, or I don't want to miss anyone, but I want to make sure. Right now is our citizen comment part of our meeting. For you folks that just joined us, do y'all need to address us as a citizen? All right. I think we're in good shape on that. Okay, we will probably need to have a special call meeting, sometime between Sherry's schedule and Corey's schedule, to go over, administrative code stuff. We'll get together after that, but just from you guys, morning's best or evening's best? I know it's
I'd rather do that myself.
the evening one, like 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. All right.
I guess just Terry's probably gonna be along, because there's a lot to go through.
We're used to it.
You like staying up late?
5:30, if you need to. Is that too early for, supper time? We can always order big pizza we'll get one topping beef for 20-something.
Or you can go there.
So I'm saying.
We can be here till that night if you want to.
So, all right, well, I just wanted to tell you all and get a feel, so we'll do an evening meeting, and then, we probably, we may need to speak budget stuff also at the same meeting, so. We gotta have the budget done by the end, hope for sure the end of the month, and,
We plan on doing this like this week or?
it possibly even could be. Probably somewhere between, I don't
I'll
remember
be
the
out
dates.
Thursday and Friday.
This week, yes. So it'd have to be either Wednesday this week, or it'd have to be next week, or I forgot when you're out. You're out the 9th through the 12th.
No, that's the, we can do it.
Okay, if we can do it, Wednesday, then possibly we'll try to shoot for Wednesday. I know, I think Jim will be gone, Dan, I know you're on call.
Not on Wednesday.
Oh, not on Wednesday? Okay, good. All right, we'll try for Wednesday, 6 o'clock. And we'll order some food. And so all the public's here, I'll just keep ordering food till everybody gets fed. So pizzas go a long way if we need to. So, all right, well, we'll have a special call meeting, Wednesday, June 3rd at 6 p.m. to go over the policies. All right, first, under communications from myself, Phil Jury and Patty Loster are here from the sanitation district. I'm gonna try to run through everybody that's here. You're welcome to stay through lunch. Hopefully we'll be done before then, but I'll try to get everyone in and out. In case you're busy, Bill and Patty. Either or both can come up.
I'm eating part of the Hershey part. Say real quick, quite proud of the cameras down in the sanitation district. Those little cameras will follow you the minute you walk in the sewer plant, wherever you go back and forth, and I can even talk to them. It comes on the cell phone. I wind up having these at the, hopefully at the pump stations too as we go. Works pretty good. Cameras out there today and I caught him. So, what I'm gonna do is request you a quarterly report. I apologize for not having a copy of those for everyone. I ran out of paper, I didn't realize it over the weekend last night. So, right now, the sanitation district's working on repairs for the lightning strike with FACO. They're gonna pay for everything still, so we're good. It looks like that's probably gonna cost us about $117,000. The generators are on order, and they'll be here they're going to be here about August, and the UV system will be arriving in about 60 days. The current system's been, patchwork together to work. Took 2 UV banks and made one. We ordered new ballast for the other one. And so the system's currently working, it's fine. It should be fine to do it installed. ACSD has no notice of violations, 0. Still doing well, plant's running well, pump station's running well, no problems there. And We expect to remain in good condition. Of course, Covered Bridge is operating our plant 6 days a week, and that's working well. We've installed the camera system, the Rio Link, which I just showed you guys, and it appears to be working very well. I got a bird that sings to me in the morning when he gets up there, it picks him up and so on. And we got Andrew the other day, and deputy, and a few cars, and I think the raccoon. But it's working well. KIA account, we're sitting around just a little over 8.9 mil, so we're fine for our budget as far as the sewer plant and the future construction of the Force Main. General account's doing well. We're in green and well into the green, and you guys have been taking full your loan. They just help us make it through the first steps of this thing. Thank you very much. The pre-treatment plan, which we mentioned several months ago, has been completed. It's approved by DOW. It's even posted on our website. So about 200 some pages if you'd like to read it. That's really good because now should you guys decide for a commercial or an industrial business in town, typically first thing to ask Frankfurt if we have a pre-treatment plant. Sometimes you get a pre-treatment plan, 6-7 months, and then you come back, you're probably gonna lose the thing. You are build ready. So whatever you guys choose to do, it could be addressed and move forward, which I think is a great sign. And I commend our board for working on that and getting ahead of the game on that. Plans have been approved by Division Water for the pump station, which run from Top Flight back to Force Main through to Elk Creek, the crossroads where our pump station is going to be. We have gotten what we call quotes, not bids. We've not put the project out for bid. We want to make sure that we're in good shape before we move forward, and we're doing the same thing with the sewer plant. And we got some good quotes back. These are not public; these are just formal. Here's sheets. Give us what you think this is going to run, and anticipate we'll probably have a finalization of that tomorrow night. And if the board is pleasure, then we'll put it out for bid. Out for bid does not mean it's going to be built yet. That means we're going to do bids. We're going to see where we are, see if we need to make any adjustments or not. Move forward. So we're a little bit out on that yet. The expected build time lasts probably 6 to 8 months when we get started. One good thing I'll add for the Top Flight area and that build area, we are looking at doing directional hole, which means you'll likely have a hole about 800 foot, maybe another one about 1,400 foot, depending on the lay of the ground, tying points and so forth. But that makes it, a whole lot less intrusive on people that are. Bother, just one here. So we're looking at that. We're looking at all alternatives, not pushing anything in a hurry. The sewer plant plans are pretty much completed, and they've done the same thing. HMB is doing this, not us. They're doing the folks. There are only about 3 contractors who have built plants. That's a pretty intensive thing to build, all electronics and underground skating and so forth. So they're wanting to, we request that they, get some preliminary numbers to see how we're running, and then also how we, any suggestions. Now, this is a plant 5.5 hours away up in Buffalo, Ohio. Unbelievably impressed. I like it a lot. Very, very similar to what we're doing, a little bit larger, but very similar. And then we have visited one last week, again, in North Madison, larger plant. I'm real impressed with that. Just to show you how 2 engineers is different in their product. But, people, how big is this plant going to be? What's it going to be? Almost, not quite half, a little bit bigger than half, about half the size of the ones there. That's pretty good. And the ones I visited, you see the water This dirty color, I tell you what, can get you lunch, right there. No smell, like them a lot, new technologies. We'll be able, looks like, do away with our, air compressors, which run us about probably $700 a month for our electric bill now. It's about $1,200, about $700, because we use Venturi's that pumps inside the tank. And that allows them to suck in the air as it pumps. That's pretty good. And they work very well, so. Very satisfied. We've really done our homework, as a board, on this thing. And we're very glad. We've had two new, board members leave. Martin's term was up. He chose not to stay with us. Tried and offered, but we just couldn't even do it. Just couldn't do it. He said, I'm going busy. And Jim's did the same thing. He's enjoying his retirement with his airplane. So, you guys appointed, Todd Beckman last meeting, which has 28 years of experience in sewer, water, sharp guy. We're glad to have him on the board. And we've had another request this morning that we'll be addressing here in a minute. Facility plan, SSD is currently in the last phase of approvals for Division of Water on the facility plan. Yeah, there's some territorial issues at hand. We're still trying to work through that. That kind of comes normal in these things when you're deciding who's going to do what and where. I have full confidence this will work out. We're just about home. That's my report, guys. And ladies, you have any questions?
The directional boring versus digging, I fully understand the surface destruction, doesn't take place. But what's it cost one versus the other? Is it similar? Is it 30% more?
The variation,
True dollars.
the variation is huge depending on the project. In this project, there's going to be, for instance, stabilization of telephone poles on 55 if you're digging. Different contractor, two different things. But one guy told me, he said, our proposed cost was like $22,000 poles. That's ridiculous. But they have to go out and do a certain way. Okay, he has to, if I was doing it, I wouldn't do it far away. We worry about it. But different contractors do different things. In the directional boring, you don't have cleanup that you did. You don't have the rock and the stone. We've got over $500,000 in stone for the project. Engineer does. A lot of stone in almost 4 mile pipe. So we're anticipating, because of the dig, and when you're digging, you got an area to dig in that's tight between the road and the property, like fences and things. And it slopes a little bit. So with the track hole, you have to level that ditch also, you can dig level. And that takes some time. Then you gotta bring in your stone. Where are you gonna put your stone? There's a lot of little intriguing questions in the area we're digging in. It's not a problem thing, it's just how are you gonna do it? We anticipate the cost to be pretty close between the two. And I would anticipate, unless there's a big difference, I'll be surprised if we don't go with the directional board. Just because of lack of intrusiveness. And, I did one out of the interstate Midway, we were 450 feet of solid rock. It was there too. Technology is great.
The next question is, you got 8.9 in the KIA account. And I don't want to ask you what your guess is that this plan from the new pump station to Top Flight will cost, because you haven't bid it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But with that in mind, and potentially catching a residential area on the north side of 55, whatever type of upgrades or starting construction of a new plant, I guess my question is, where are you going to run out of the 8.9? Or will you? How much more funding will be there to go another place? And then, have you all checked into tapping into grant, USDA, and so forth? There's a lot of funds for green infrastructure. So if y'all look at leveraging some of the 8.9 for something else.
Yes. We should not run out. Don't foresee that happening. We should have some money left. We have good contingency left in plan for both projects. But I'll give you an example right now. You cannot get anyone to give your contractors more than a day's price on pipe, especially the HDPE pipe. This is like what we're using out here by Old South. That's 6 inch. They'll say, this is the price today, Jim, that's it. You don't get a price to them all. Now, it hasn't been going stupid. But because of the oil prices and war and things like that, no one will give a solid price. So, I'm even considering, I hadn't fully discussed this with the board yet tonight, but, once bids come in, if the bids are substantially good, then we may buy the pipe ourselves and store it. We have room to store it. And we don't pay taxes. And that may save us a lot of money. You never know where things go up and down. So we'll see where that goes and how it goes, Scott. We have looked into other loans. I'm speaking with KIA and got an appointment set up, but I'm also working with Justin and Kipton. And we're going to wait until what we're talking about now, options for what to do. There are some funds out there. Absolutely matching. If we take a matching fund and turn it into millions, that'd be crazy not to. And that's been thought of early on. Hoping that we can do that. I'd love to be able to have enough money to get through that intersection. That means we're going across the intersection of Force Main. We're coming back with Gravity Main. We'll have another border go across the old 1633 Fort Oak Creek Grocery. If we just get across there and get a manhole, just getting out of that intersection before it starts, and then going back toward the Snyder property across from Tom Morrissey. If we can get that whole intersection done, that would be great. Our 6 inch, our 8 inch bore there is going to run about $80,000. That's about a standard price. So, money goes quick there, but we do it now. We've got a 150-foot bore. We're waiting until the road's finished on the other, not the Force Main. Then we're, looking at 300 foot and substantially already more. So, we're crossing those bridges just as fast as we can. And, hopefully we'll have enough to get it all done or not, but we're going to make a determination as the bids come in.
Well, I'm sure you're prioritizing what you can accomplish in a set of time.
Yes.
What you would like to do, if it takes you 10 years and you don't have the money, then don't focus on that as much as something that you can do in a couple of years when you have the money.
That's exactly what we're doing.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Any other questions, Bill or Patty?
By the way, Patty's going to be our vice chair. I asked her this morning. We got a meeting with the top flight section 6 this morning. Got that all lined up and finished, so we'll need to final on that. And maybe times I'm not here or something, we'll ask Patty to be vice chair. She certainly do as well as I can do.
I know, we got the 5-lane highway expansion coming through. Is that going to affect your infrastructure under that road?
No.
When that happens?
I was told not. HMB, we met with District 5. We got some plans of what they're anticipating. So what we're doing should not be affected from what we're told. There's another reason I'm hoping, I just love to get enough money just to get through there and get that whole corner done. So we don't have to worry about going back later and doing it. Of course, we've also got, future schools coming up. So we plan on that. We didn't get any money out of the session yet, but, we already know we're going to have more work on James. Here's the number. We're still going and we're looking at, like I said, matching funds and there's some other funds that we can apply for that we're trying to work for that, will disappear this year. This money wasn't used, so we're going to try and see if we can get into that.
While, any other questions for Bill? While Bill and Patty are here, I wanna make sure I pronounce Matt's last name correctly.
Recarver.
Recarver. Okay, Matt Recarver. I would like to recommend that we appoint, Matt Recarver to the sanitation district. So I'll entertain a motion. I did, call and talk to him the other day, and, he seems, very capable, willing, and knowledgeable. So, I think he'll make a good member to your board, so I recommend the appointment of him to the sanitation board.
So moved.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Zach, second by David, to appoint Matt, say it again, Recurver. Really want to try to get that right. To appoint Matt Recurver, to replace Matt Campanella, which I guess only served for a small time.
Yeah, Matt just had some personal issues he had to take care of.
Yeah, that's fine.
And unfortunately, all of her.
So he'll fill that position. All right, any discussion on this appointment? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, gentlemen.
Y'all are good to go.
Uh,
All right, thank you all.
You got our budget, you do whatever you want to do with that, whatever you're ready. Now, it don't matter.
Anybody wants, I'll pass this around and you guys can kind of look at it. I don't have copies, but I can make copies.
And I apologize for that again, we did not have paperwork on that, I just, paper printed all that. I was, didn't get it on Friday afternoon, so that's why we're.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna jump around on the agenda. Bob Jones, you come up next if you like. I know in our book, I forget which page, page 139, 138, 139, Spencer County Conservation District. So, go ahead, Bob, the floor is yours.
I'm Bob Jones. I think most of you know me. I'm chairman of the Spencer County Conservation District. Today I'm presenting the budget of the district and also budget of Plum Creek watershed. They're in your board packet. If there are any questions, I'll try to answer them. Also, you have the plan of work in the packet, which sort of tells you what we're going to try to do this next year. We're trying to sort of adjust to our changing county. We always catered to the farmers of Spencer County, and now as we're moving to the more suburban area, we're trying to come up with programs for people that live in a new subdivision to reduce erosion and do the same things that we've been trying to do with farmers. We want to reduce the damage to our soils and pollution as far as Taylorsville Lake. We want to try to keep it as clean as possible. So we're trying to develop new programs as we go along. Some of you are familiar with the CAPE program, which is basically the tobacco money that we get from the state. We have various programs there to try to reduce erosion. This year we had 43 applicants, 40 approved, and with the CAPE program, the emphasis now is really on like feeding pads, trying to fence off streams from pollution and so forth. It used to be we had sort of a blanket 50 or 75% coverage. Now it sort of varies, but it's weighted toward like feeding pads and fencing off streams, you can get like 75%, a match from the state. Some of the other programs like, cattle, you only get like 50%. So those have, sort of changed. But, we've, been very successful as far as with the CAPE program, and you guys can help. We don't want, when we get this tobacco money, we don't want to send it back to the state. So, you know, if you got neighbors, you know, that, can qualify for some of these programs, you know, communicate, with us. So sometimes we have a problem communicating, with everybody as far as what we do. And, you know, with Spencer Magnet, you know, that used to be a good way to advertise. But now, with the subscriptions being as low as it is, you know, we're trying to use Facebook and, our website, trying to communicate. Another program we have is, YAIP. We're trying to work with 4-H and FFA, to get these kids, thinking about conservation and what they can do, because, you know, they're our future. And, you know, the more we can get them, sort of thinking about conservation, we think, that'll help with our, main goals. With our district, cost share, which is a local, program, we set the guidelines, for that. We had, 41 approved applicants, and some of that was for fertilized, lime seeding, farm rock, again, trying to, reduce, erosion and contribute to what, people need to do. We got a new urban rebate program, and that's for, residents, that don't have a farm number, for, projects that they can do, to their yards, and, again, trying to reduce the runoff from subdivisions. Backyard conservation, sort of the same idea. We had one applicant for the state cost share, and that's for bigger projects. You can get up to like $20,000, with that program, but that's programs where we approve here locally, but then it goes to the state, and they're the ones that really make the final approval on those. We still have our, two, no-till drills and a lime spreader, which we, try to rent out. Again, if you guys communicate that we have those available, and, we're looking at some other, pieces of equipment that we might use to help the farmers. During the last year, we moved. I hope most of you know where our new office is. It's just on the other side of the old post office. We had to leave our old location where we've been for many years. So I hope everybody can find us. And last point. Be glad to present the fiscal court $5,000 for our dead animal program.
All right. Thank you. Bob, I'd like to get a picture of this. If you don't mind standing by the flag.
No, not at all.
I've decided that we need to start taking pictures of our flag. When we have pictures, yeah, please. Not because it's lazy, I don't have to walk around here. It's just, this is the very place for the picture.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.
While he's getting around there, we have it's farmers or others have animals to die, the proper way to get rid of them is we call the truck to come and get them. And Soil Conservation helps us. We spend about, I want to say 16,000 a year on this program. And they give us 5,000, and then we apply for the tobacco settlement monies that he mentioned earlier. They'll only pay, I think, 75%. So we have, I know last year we got something shy of 5,000, but anyhow, we will add this, and then the money we spend, we can apply for, I think, 75% of it with ag development. So that'll all be up and coming. But I want to personally thank the Soil Conservation. They are a taxing district. You'll see it's pretty insignificant compared to some other taxes, I guess. But they do provide a lot of services. I know as a farmer myself, soil testing, and it's not just for farmers. If you need to soil test your lawn to see what the pH is or what your nutrients are, any Spencer County resident, Bob, you get a free soil sample.
Right.
And I see here that $2,200 was expended on that last year. You gave scholarships to our youth, sponsoring the poster contest. I see you, I guess, help some for camps. I don't know,
Right.
Is that like 4-H camp or something?
Yes.
So we'll probably have a program for that, and they get the trees out. But, I just want the community to know that the conservation, their new office on Main Street, on the west end of town, where the old board, the post office was there, those of us who've been here a while. And then the board bought it. It used to be the school board, and then they moved over here, and now conservation is in the building to the west of where the board, there, the west board building. So we're glad you're there. We're glad you're part of the community. We thank you for all you do for us. He mentioned the tobacco settlement money, and jogging my memory. 50,000, not through conservation, but our ag development board that's locally that gives out the tobacco settlement funds. We applied for 50,000 for our farmers market, and we received that last week, plus the 250,000 that the state gave us. So we got a $300,000 check last week, and our treasurer put it in the bank. So we are going after those grants and trying to help mitigate some of our costs. And since you mentioned the tobacco settlement fund that they administer, the CAPE program that he was talking about, we could have an opportunity if we needed some additional funding to pursue it through the Ag Development Board ourselves. So that I appreciate you jogging the memory. So thank you, Bob. Do y'all have any questions for Bob at Conservation?
Thank you much.
All right, thank you so much. Again, I'm jumping all around on the agenda. Terry Cooper, on page 135, we have a request in our books. I'm probably going to regret jumping around like this. I don't want to forget something. But Terry, if you'd like to come to the microphone and kind of tell us what you got going on.
Well, I'm with Historic Cemetery Preservation, and cemeteries are normally not that exciting, but I've got some exciting news. We are getting recognized. Spencer County is getting recognized across the state. We made the cover and a 7-page article in this month's Kentucky Living. One of our cemeteries got an award from the DAR. Each county in the state can submit 2 award nominees to the state, and out of every one of those nominations, we won the state award for one of our cemeteries here in Spencer County. And then last week, I went to the most prestigious award ceremony. It's called the Ida Lee Willis Kentucky Heritage Council Preservation Awards, and one of our cemeteries got recognized for that award. So we've got exciting things happening here in cemeteries, and I want to thank you for your continued support. Not just you guys support us monetarily, but you're also cheering us on, and that's even more important than the money that you're cheering us on and wondering how we're doing and asking how we're doing. So thank you for that as well. I've included some things that, that I'm looking for with cemeteries. The main one is we're finding Revolutionary War soldiers because of America 250. We're trying to find, Revolutionary War, War of 1812, Civil War soldiers, those soldiers that nobody even knows that they're buried there because their families are gone and forgotten. So I would really like to mark those headstones so that we know, and so that when the AMVETs go out on, Veterans Day and Memorial Day and put those flags out, that those veterans are getting the recognition and the honor that they deserve. So that's the big one. But then there's also a headstone of a forgotten person that we didn't know who it was for the past 7 years while we've been working in that cemetery. And then we want to get an arch for another cemetery. So I've put a proposal there. It looks like it might be a little bit more than what's left in the account for this year. So I'm happy to pay for anything that you guys aren't able to cover out of my own pocket. So just to let you know that I'm willing to, well, I'm always willing to put out of my own pocket. So thank you so much for your support.
All right, Terry, on page 135, our treasurer and myself, we were discussing this the other day, and in this cemetery line, in our current budget, there's $2,375 available, and since 30 days from now, we'll be in the new budget, we do have this that could be utilized, and she has a request there. Of course, the total cost is $354 more than that. So basically, just what's the will of the court if we would like to use the rest of that in this budget year. Of course, our new budget will have that additional $5,000 that we can use next year. I really think that we have done a good job with this because the enthusiasm, like Terry said, of course, she's contagious. When you get around her and you don't get excited about it.
Yeah, be careful. I have been working in a cemetery.
Yeah. But nonetheless, especially around our America 250 and around our county's bicentennial that we celebrated a couple of years ago, I find it very rewarding and because if we don't recognize these places, that they're going to be gone. The next generation will never know. So that's my thought on it. Anyone have any other comments or questions for Terry?
I'll make a motion we use the remaining of the money.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion by Zach, seconded by Dan, to fund the balance of $2,375 for general charity welfare to the cemetery maintenance to give to Terry Cooper's group. Any other discussion?
What about a transfer of the 334? Are we going to do that or?
No, we're just going to do what we have budgeted. Yeah.
It's their line, it's the cemetery preservation.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion, second on the floor. Any other discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. And you know, a lot of these, she mentioned the cemeteries, you know, we have funded the little cemetery there at Little Mount. And I think that's some that maybe have won some of these national awards.
Yes.
And we're, you know, getting the spotlight on us, and people are saying, you know, they got it all figured out in Spencer County, so they're coming over here trying to learn
They are.
what we got going on. So it's I think a very small investment to educate our children about our history and what we need to do going forward. All right, we got that done. Steve, Jeff, y'all good shape? Okay, for now. So I'm really getting too far, getting messed up. And then the tourism guys, y'all good for now? Y'all need to get out quick.
Oh,
Are y'all pretty good?
I'm okay to stay, but how are you guys?
I mean,
We're good.
probably 15, 20 minutes and we'll be to you.
We're fine.
Okay, all right. Now I want to jump back up to Ashley and Emma. We have a swearing in that I need to do. Just find it. 114. All right, thank you. we have Emma Dawson. And if you would like to come forward, come over here by the flag. And Emma, we hired Emma as the enforcement officer over here at Planning and Zoning. I think she started on the 21st. And I hope she's just had the thrill of her life the last week. And we need to officially swear you in. So if you would raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of this Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as I continue a citizen thereof, and I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability the office of enforcement officer, Spencer County Planning and Zoning, according to law. And I do further solemnly swear that since the adoption of the present Constitution, I, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within this state, nor out of it. Nor have I sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have I acted as second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help me God. All right, congratulations. I'll sign in. If you don't mind, we can sign and print, and then I need a copy in my office. Okay. I guess you just hand that, and then I'll get you a copy. All right, Ashley, you can come on up. Thank you.
So I have a first reading and second reading, which one you want first?
Yeah. We'll be vice first.
In our book, we're on page 121.
Yep.
All right.
So I have the application of William B. Eldridge requesting R1 residential to R3 multifamily residential on tract 1 of 1.025 acres located on Highview Drive. Commissioner Bentley, I make a motion for the zoning change of Mr. Eldridge on his request to change to multifamily for the purpose of building a 6-unit apartment building with proposed 20 parking spaces, which is 2 more than required. Has written approval from the county road foreman for his entrance, as well as document from the city work director for access to city water. Commissioner Osborne second, Chairman Brown roll call, Administrator Sleazy. I would like to add that the comprehensive plan does call for mixed use. Roll call, Commissioner Harden, abstained, motion carries.
I recommend that we approve this based on the facts and finding of the planning and zoning.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Dan, seconded by Zach, to approve this change based on the facts and finding of planning and zoning. Madam Clerk, if you would, call the roll, please.
Squire Stump,
Yes.
Squire Ferris,
Yes.
Squire Eldridge,
Absent?
Judge Travis,
Yes.
Squire Travis, Squire Cotton.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess it'd be good if the minutes shows that Squire Eldridge left the meeting. So, all right, passes 5-0. All right.
Okay, so this one is a first reading. Applicant is Tim and Joanne Caswell requesting Ag 1 agriculture to Ag 2 agriculture on 7.09 acres located on Goose Creek Fork. Commissioner Greenwell, I make a motion to recommend to rezone the application of the Caswells requesting a zone change from Ag 1 agriculture to Ag 2 agriculture of 7.09 acres located on Goose Creek Fork. The recommended land use map in the comprehensive plan recommends low to medium density residential. The change would be in compliance with the comprehensive plan, and there was no one here to speak of it. Commissioner Stevens second, Chairman Brown roll call, Administrator Welch roll call, motion carries.
All right, that's a first reading, so we will consider that at next time. Do you have anything else, Ashley? All right, y'all have any questions for Ashley before she leaves? And I want to thank your office for carrying on our work at the sudden passing of our previous administrator, but I think y'all have done it without skipping a beat. So thank you all. And when you get over, give Angie an attaboy for us. So thank you all. Going down the agenda, the tax board appointment I have in the book. Lynn, I think you all were one short, correct? one member short, I think.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And I believe there'll be a meeting up in June, like June 20-something. I've asked a few people, I haven't got any positive response. I've got some other people I can call, but we do need to make an appointment to this tax board that only meets, I think, once a year, to look over tax bills that people object to. So if y'all come up with some names,
And we can try to put it on.
special meeting, yeah. We try to put it on Wednesday meeting and get it filled.
Give me a motion to table it.
Well, we just not take action. So, I've been bringing that up, but, still don't have any folks. And it's not on the agenda, but, we have been talking about the two disinterested parties, about, looking at Patton Spur. I called the same disinterested party that we had, previously. And I think one got back, one didn't. So, we do need to address that. So if you all have some names of potential disinterested parties, I will start with this of disinterested parties. That's odd. That's government. So folks we can call on if this were to come up again. So if y'all know anyone, just let us know. If we have a name, we'll have it on the special call meeting also. Which that meeting notice will have to be in the window, supper time, Tuesday night, 6 p.m. Tuesday night. So we got all day today and tomorrow. The farmer's market, we have an invoice in the book. That mostly the plumbing. What page is that on now?
118. Starts on 118. 118. What starts on?
And I have been in discussions with them, several times a week. I even emailed them this morning, and there was two different, there's a concrete guy. It looks like we might be getting ready to finish that footer out front, and all the plumbers were on site today. Looked to me like. So,
Do you know if the inspection for the groundwork that was done has been done or not?
on the second building,
On the plumbing, the groundwork, that Bill's turned in for? You know, you have a rough inspection of the groundwork?
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking, I drive in and I see what I see done, and then when we get a bill, this is currently like 38% of the scope of work. So. Any other questions on this?
I think the groundwork for the plumbing should be paid when the inspection's done.
Right.
If they're completed with the plumbing, the groundwork, you know, gets inspected.
Well, you all know better than I. So what is out there? I don't know if any of them, I didn't pay attention if they were capped yet or not. They usually cap and pressure testing, what you're talking about.
Yes, sir. Right.
So what, you don't think we should pay anything until that's done?
Well, that's just standard practice, in my opinion. I'm not saying that it hasn't been done, but they did the groundwork. And, you know, generally it's close to thirds, groundwork, roughing, and finish. Groundwork a lot of times might be a little more, which in this case it's like 5% more, so it doesn't bother me at all. But, you know, all the groundwork should be completed and passed its first inspection before it's paid. There will be no sticker on the groundwork. That's what come out of it.
Yeah, I mean, they may not be to that level just yet. I mean, they may reach that level this week. But, I mean, we could pass it and I could hold the check until then. I mean, we're gonna owe it. I mean, we know we owe for some plumbing work.
Oh, sure. I'm just telling you what's common practice. and y'all do what you want. I'm not gonna pay it, if the inspection's not, or my vote would be no. If the inspection for the groundwork's not completed.
You want to pass it right now, send the text over, see if they got the inspection done, see if we get something back for the meeting going?
Well, we're gonna meet again Wednesday. I put it on the agenda for Wednesday.
We'll just give the judge the opportunity to pay that if they send that over, if it's completed, between now and the next meeting.
I mean, I can sit on the check till it's done. Or we can do it Monday, or we can do it Wednesday. And it shouldn't take much time Wednesday if they've got that, that's up to y'all. You know, or we can try to pay the bill and see what happens. You don't want to.
I don't care to approve if it's not gonna be paid until the inspection is done.
I'll make a motion that we pay this invoice contingent on, past plumbing inspection.
Would you officially call it groundwork inspection? You approve paying it and, contingent when the groundwork inspection is done.
Correct.
All right, I'll second that. So we have a motion on the floor, a motion by Mike, seconded by myself, to approve paying draw 12 to Elders Construction of $48,600 to be paid when the groundwork inspection is complete. That good? All right, any discussion? That sound good, Zach? Good enough? All right, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. You want to oppose? Yeah. All right. Passes. So we'll take care of that. All right. Moving on down, following the agenda, tourism funding request. I told y'all it wouldn't be long,
Appreciate it.
20 minutes or less.
I have a packet prepared to hand out for you guys to review. Thank you all so much for having us. I'm Catherine Scott, Tourism Director and County Economic Advocate. And I am here to ask for money, as we indicated in our cover sheet, which had no accompanying information, but here it is in front of you now. Tourism has been doing fairly unprecedented work in the county these past 2 years. I'm proud to say that I believe that my leadership as the tourism director is a very important part of that progress. But we have been operating at a deficit for the past year because our transient room taxes have come down significantly. We made huge progress in identifying who should be paying a transient room tax and bringing in back taxes from 2023 until the present. But the overall state of tourism in the literal state of Kentucky and in Spencer County has been down significantly, and especially in Spencer County because of the closure, luckily temporary closure of the State Park campground, which has been for more than 18 months. That's about a quarter of our transient room tax budget comes from the State Park campground. There also has been a closure of the Eagle Motel. Well, it's undetermined closure or not closure, but it's nonetheless not bringing in any transient room tax currently. We've also had a loss of our, as we all know, our golf course over the past year. And so we've lost amenities and lodging opportunities for people to come into the county. What we're asking for is for help to bridge the gap between what transient room tax is coming in and what our actual costs are to operate tourism, especially including a tourism director. So the point that we're at right now is we've been trying to build our budget for the new year, and found out that once again the state park campground has closed. It had reopened briefly, is closed again, and we had really been hoping that that would pop back up and help us to bridge our deficit. But it is not. It is closed again. There was a sewage issue when the park reopened a couple of weekends ago. And so we are looking at that not reopening until potentially July 4th weekend, which means that transient room taxes for that weekend would not get to us until potentially August or September. At the turn of the fiscal year, we will not have the funding to maintain a tourism director. And so we want to be responsible in advance of that to make sure that our budget actually reflects what we'll be able to give to the county as far as services for marketing and event support, things like that. And we want to make sure that the tourism director has the opportunity to find employment. So what we are asking is to bridge the gap. We're asking what would greatly help and would allow us to replicate a situation that happened just before I was brought on 2 years ago, where the fiscal court supported tourism in advance of getting a tourism director. And that funding is actually what allowed us to operate a deficit, waiting to find out what was happening with transient room taxes. We reduced our budgeted spending by 67%, and our transient room taxes came in at about 83% of our conservative estimate for the last fiscal year. Transient room tax has been very up and down over the past, well, really since it's existed, especially in Spencer County, because we don't have actually a large hotel. And so it's been very difficult to figure out what we could budget for. And so we made a very conservative estimate of $4,500 a month on transient room tax coming in. We've spread out over the year, and we have fallen short of that by 83%. We did approach, we paid for one service and then consulted to then potentially get a paid assessment from another program that specializes in tracking Airbnb and VRBO users. And both of them said that we probably had identified about 2/3 of the Airbnbs and vacation rentals here. But then when we actually received the reports, we actually had identified more ourselves than the professionals had it. So our compliance and our identification of who should be paying the taxes is extremely good, better than surrounding counties, because we have more than what the professionals thought we could identify. So if we want to continue to have the benefits of leadership for tourism and not go to an all volunteer board for tourism, then we will need support from the fiscal court to maintain our status. And we promise to maintain our fiscal conservative process, just like we have over the past several years, to run very cleanly and without waste, respect our taxpayers' dollars. But we really need the help.
So basically on this third from the last page down at the bottom, you have a gap of $1,500 a month currently.
We do.
What is when even at the very first page, and then it touches on the second page on top, says tourism revenue is projected at 11.5 million.
Yes, for the Commonwealth.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. Let me
Well, it says Spencer County tourism revenue.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's from a state report on what tourism brings in for each county each year. And yes, last year, the tourism revenue that the state identified for Spencer County was 11.3 million. And so a conservative estimate for what we were bringing in this year is 11.5 million to the county. If only that meant we were bringing that in transient room tax, but it's for the entire county's economy.
The sewage problem up there, is that, is it leaving the campground or is the problem on the campground?
It's on the campground, from my understanding. I don't have specifics about it, but the state park manager, Derek Purvis, told me that it created a major issue for his campers directly, so I would assume that that means it's within.
Because believe it or not, all that goes to the city plant. Pumped under the lake, pumped up the hill, goes all the way to the plant. So, I just wondered where the bottleneck was.
Right, I don't know the specifics of that, but I could certainly.
Everything I heard was the sewer lines got put in that.
Okay. I mean, what I kind of feel is that, you know, when we have our budget meeting and we talk about committing the funds, I personally am not ready to commit, today to either of your three options.
Well, I mean, I don't disagree with that statement, but my question is have y'all approached the city to see what, have y'all started, we just started point or talk to the city about this?
We're on the agenda for the next meeting.
Okay. That was a question I had too.
Of course.
I mean, we're pretty, like I said, we're going to want to put details, discuss stuff, points, so. Basically, when do you get an answer?
Well, I mean, we'd love one as soon as possible, but of course we understand giving you the information today.
Yeah.
But creates a start of a window of time for response. So, so please don't feel like we're pushing you to make a decision.
Well, I mean, do you need to know something that is very close? You gave a timeline of when y'all want to do it from your position. So.
Right. Well, that would be July 1st.
Okay. All right, so we had to pretty much figure it out.
Remind me again, where is your office at now?
It's in Bardstown in my kitchen.
Okay, I didn't know if we ever, I know you left it, you know, over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we, y'all remember, we committed to, the advocate that she mentioned. We have made the one quarterly payment, I guess, to that.
Yes, sir.
We're making those quarterly payments. I don't know if it's, might be about time for the second one. I don't remember the months of the first one.
It'll be right at the end of June that I would be taking it out.
Okay, yeah, so, you know, we are making that investment of $12,000 something a year, to tourism to help with the advocate, economic development, advocate.
My other question is if the $2,000 a month at the bottom of what you're asking, it says covers current operating gap, but then the other page, you're 1,500 short your gap, so is it just a rounded up number, I guess?
Well, I suppose you could say it's a rounded up number, but 1,500 is, some months it's more and some months it's less. That's an average, right? And so if we started out the new fiscal year
Right.
with just 1,500 in support, it's highly likely we'd be at a deficit.
Right.
I had a question too, you said that the Eagle Motel is maybe shut down or maybe not, like, people are still living there, I see them, so. What do you mean by maybe shut down?
I think it might be being used for longer term stays than 30 days. We're not seeing any transient room tax from it, and we've not received any replies to our communications.
Yeah, and y'all don't collect it, it's 30 days or more.
Exactly.
If it's under 30 days, you do collect.
Yes, sir.
How do you guys verify that that's correct, or like, I mean, does the owner just say, no, we let people stay here 30 days or none, or, I mean, is there a process to that? I just really don't know.
Right. Well, to a certain extent, it's based on honesty from the owner of the property. But there are ways to be able to tell if there is financial activity happening. And one of the services that we paid for this last year was able to trace that activity through scraping of public internet data to know if they have bookings for certain days and for how long the bookings are and how much people are going for. So we have verified ways, and we can say, oh, I understand that you're saying that this is what happened, but we do have data that indicates you have bookings, so let's readdress this issue. We always try to make sure that they understand we're here to support them, but that we are aware of what is happening.
So you basically just, so scraping, for those that don't understand, literally just goes out to publicly available websites and looks for listings. Why are you paying a company to look at listings that are on DRBO? Or,
Right, no, that's valid.
easily accessible to go type in an address and it'll pop up and show you how many listings it has for that, you know?
It's very true. However, we can't see past listings on that. And so, in our tax collecting this past year, we were also going back to 2023, and we were able to identify through back-end data scraping that we're not able to, I'm not gonna go hack into VRBO's website to see their past data.
So
And
data scraping can't go back in if it's not publicly available unless they have an agreement with that particular vendor.
Right, so we were using Deckard Rentalscape to do that data scraping, and that is their data.
They have an agreement with like DRBO for
Yes,
past non-public data.
that is my understanding, yes.
All right, any other discussion for Catherine?
Well, I like I said, we're gonna go through our budget stuff here, and hopefully get something figured out, maybe we'll have a good answer, hopefully.
That's wonderful, thank you.
Probably need to bring back whatever the city says, too, if you don't care.
Sorry?
If whatever the city disagrees on or decides, you know, we can look on what they're going to try to help you do too, it'd be great too. So,
We can certainly keep you apprised of that.
Their meeting tomorrow, would you say? Or the next
Tuesday, yes, yes. I also wanted to offer, I do have a list of data on the back of this, and I'd be happy to send you, a folder, that has all of that information in it digitally, if that would be helpful to you.
Could you also give us a couple of years' budget?
Sure.
Or, previous budget and then a report from last year on your expenditures?
Absolutely, I'll forward that to you.
The income and the expenses.
Mhm.
Okay. On page 129, we have a request, about getting 3 others. What did the city decide on this?
We have, that on our agenda, on their agenda also
Okay,
for
all right.
this Tuesday, yes.
Okay, all right.
But we did, update our bylaws, and I attached that with our request for this.
Yeah, where are the changes? I guess it's on, where you have allowable members and duration.
Yes, the changing was in the phrasing. Originally, the phrasing was, the commission would have 7 members, and we updated to say we have at least 7 members.
Okay, I see that there. So normally, when you do these, they like to strike through what you changed, or you bold, or something, and when I was looking through this, I was looking for that.
I'm sorry.
So, so I see where you have the commission shall consist of at least 7 members.
Yes,
And what did it say before then?
would have 7 members. Oh, it shall have.
I think
Former
it's saying I
secretary.
reckon have more than 7 members, but no less
7
than
million,
7.
yeah.
Okay, yeah,
What
yeah,
its purpose is.
yeah, at least 7. I got you. All right,
Motion to approve the ordinance of Terry Duper. I'm not gonna say his last name, third.
Right.
And Ingrid.
all right, we have a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve the 3 other members to the, confirmation as new tourism commissioners. Now, this will be contingent on the city or not?
Well,
Because these 3 appointments are from whom?
they are not from a specific, person. They are representing different tourism-related organizations in the area. So Amy Riggs is the, manager of Edgewater, which is our largest, transit room tax, body. And then Kurt Recker is a retired marketing executive. And then, Terry Cooper, who you have met earlier, and, is an active volunteer with tourism and part of our America 250. Group.
So basically, right now, you've got 4 members. And these will make you 3, or these will make you more.
No, this would make us, 8, actually 8, because of this. 8. With this.
Okay, so you have 5,
We have,
and this will put 3,
We have-
okay.
oh no, this is 9. I'm sorry, yes. We've had a little bit of coming and going with our commissioners. It would put us at 9.
Yeah, who are your current members?
Currently, we have, Andriana Marshall, Bonnie Downs, Vicki Yates Listen, Derek Purvis, Cody Cobb, Jeff Davis, yes,
6.
that's 6, thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right, we have a motion, on the floor, to appoint these 3 members as tourism commissioners from this, just to appoint these.
But this doesn't have anything to do with the city. Yes, no, like, is it hard to keep the on
The city gotta confirm them too?
I think that they have to acknowledge them.
Yeah, I think they'll have to vote and confirm the same as us.
Yes.
Okay.
So is your goal I know it says at least 7, but so obviously now you have 9, is that kind of a goal, amount of people? Now you can get too many people on board.
Oh, for sure. Yes.
And you're knocking on that door, just in my opinion.
I'm sorry.
I was just saying, so that's kind of your goal, you don't plan to add no more, try to keep about 9 people or something.
Well, we would like to make sure that we always have 7, because in the past, it's been very difficult to recruit tourism commissioners. And so for quite a while, we only had 5, and that was from begging, borrowing, and stealing. So to have more people interested means that we can always have a commission of 7.
Let's talk to you from packing.
I'd like to move to
I'm sorry,
amend the
from
motion to make it contingent upon the vote for the city.
Just bring
All right.
it to each one that
We
are
have a
on one
minute on the
side.
floor, is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion by Mike, seconded by Will, to amend the motion and add the words that it would be contingent upon the city approval. Any discussion? All right, we will now vote on the amendment to the motion. Everybody know what we're voting on? This is to add the contingent on the city language. All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. We now have the motion as amended, which is to appoint these 3, and it's contingent upon the city approval. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. All right, so.
Thank you. Madam Treasurer had a question asking how we.
Doesn't matter now, they've already voted.
Well, I think we are all, very honest people that are only concerned about the county and the city, so we would never pack a board to get a certain agenda done. We would only worry about what is best for our county and our city.
All right, thank you, Catherine.
Thank you very much.
Steve, you're up. Page 137.
Good morning, everybody. Well, I've sent you a packet of our first quarter, and, last month's profit and loss. And I've also sent you, a page of how the money that you gave us last year was spent.
I don't know if I got that in the book.
I sent that in, electronically, but I don't have extra copies, but I have these original copies that I have here that I can give you.
Well, if you just kind of
Resend.
or no, go through them since you're up.
Well, I'll break it down on this first, and then I'll break down the letter. Spencer County Taylorsville Chamber of Commerce is entering a new chapter. With recent changes to our chamber board, including several strong new additions, we are strengthening our capacity, broadening our perspective, and positioning ourselves to better serve the entire community. We are looking forward to working not only with our local businesses, but also with Spencer County leadership to help fulfill real community needs. And I want to share how your support has helped us build the future of Spencer County. We have been responsible stewards of the $10,000 contribution you provided. Every dollar has been tracked, accounted for, and exactly as intended, supporting community events, maintaining our building, and preparing for the next phase of growth. We used $3,000 in event credits for Shakespeare on Main, First Responders Appreciation, and the golf scramble. We have $2,000 reserved for future community needs, and $5,000 has gone towards essential building maintenance and emergency repairs. Now we're focused on what comes next. We're preparing to bring the chamber up to modern standards, addressing long overdue repairs, ensuring full ADA accessibility, and making this facility safer, more functional, and more welcoming for the entire community. At the same time, we're exploring practical, innovative ideas that will support local businesses and strengthen Spencer County going forward. This includes flexible meeting areas and resources that can adapt to the needs of the entrepreneurs, nonprofits, businesses, and residents. Our goal is simple: create a building that meets today's standards while preparing Spencer County for tomorrow's opportunity. To make this vision a reality, we are aggressively pursuing outside funding. We're looking on CDBG public facilities, USDA rural development, tourism and arts grants, workforce development funding, and Main Street revitalization opportunities. Our goal is to bring new dollars into Spencer County so we can now grow without placing additional burden on local taxpayers. The future we're building is one where Spencer County residents have access to the tools, spaces, and supports they need to succeed right here at home. And with your continued partnership, we are not just planning for that future, we are creating it. So, in that, right now we've had some extra expenses during the beginning of the year, so we are at a net income of negative $4,672.62. That's for the first quarter, not including April. But in that time, we've picked up on our membership. There's been a lot of people where we've had open invoices for over a year. There's some people that were sponsoring stuff and not paying. And in a group effort with the team of the chamber, we've reached out and we pulled back about another $3,500 from the past to build this going forward. I don't have the numbers completely done for this year, for this month, past May, but we were operating on over $2,000 profit on that. So our income's starting to even out. The expenses were because we had issues with the propane, changed propane companies, got that taken care of. We weren't getting the bills from Bennett, so we were in the hole almost $3,000 on that. We paid that. They had charged us finance charges. I spoke to them about that, cleared off the finance charges because it was a computer error. Meanwhile, we're supposed to pick up the tank, still had gas in it, so we had gotten a bill from them, but we didn't pay it. Got a credit on that when they picked up the tank. Last year we had air conditioning problems. Two units went out back to back. So we repaired those and replaced those. Right now we have an issue with the back wall, getting ready to fall. So we're trying to get quotes and get that repaired, either taken down, placed, called a couple of places. We're waiting on that. But I am working, like I said, on grants so that we're not we wouldn't be able to afford a $200,000 loan to pay that off. So we're being practical about it. We're working on phases of the project, so this way we can continue to get the income from the rentals that we get. And we are probably the most affordable right now because non-members pay $250, members pay $200 to rent the hall. So we're trying to keep that as part of what we're doing for the county community. Also, we have other events that I'm working on trying to bring back, and hopefully that can help build community pride, plus build funds to help us maintain the building. If there's any questions or anything.
Steve, you may have mentioned, and I'm sorry I missed it. How many members do we have now?
We have, I think it's 919. Oh, members 192, so, yes.
And then, of course, that started in January.
This was recurring from previous that are coming back on.
Okay.
We did change one of the levels, and it's a little bit more than it was last year. So we did have discussions on that because, so if you're an elite member, presidential member, elite, and then a partner, you pay whatever those prices are. So $750 for a partner, $1,500 for executive, and $3,000 for presidential. And then your other members, which we have mainly mostly your basic members of 200 and 120 that come in. And we did add another one because being a business owner, $750 for me for the year, I couldn't afford it. You know, with the way times are. So we created one for $350 that gives them a little bit more perks than your just basic 120. But in there, you also can get, in any level, you can get medical insurance, a group plan, you can get compensation, you can get disability. These are the ways I'm selling our memberships for people that are like, well, I don't want to pay that. And the other thing I tell them is for $120, even if it was $10 a month of advertising, they're not going to get that anyway. So just putting your name out there, being on our directory. There's a lot of things that we're discussing on how to fix, and there's ideas I have, but until I bring it to the board and we vote on it, I don't want to discuss them yet. But those are ideas to help bring the community together. Because, you know, basic things that you don't teach in school anymore is how to balance a checkbook. These are ideas, how to make a budget. These are things that your community needs with whether you run a business or run a household. If you can control that, then you can control pretty much which way your money is being spent.
All right, well, thank you, Steve. Appreciate the report. Any questions, Steve? Robert? You're up. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Jeff, is that 192, what's the most you've ever had? Is that maybe the most you've ever had?
No, a little over 220.
So getting close.
We had some people come off, we've had some people come on, and we've taken the membership part of it, we've downgraded them to just basic by economic downturn. So we had, just like we had to change the levels, we had to really change, and it's hard to budget for that. Steve just came on as, he didn't put it in the thing, but, I mean, he's collected about 92% of the invoices that go out, and he did collect from U of L Health the $1,000 that they pledged last year, and that was something that he should get kudos for. He has been an integral part of the treasurer position, and he has been just doing a great job. He doesn't get enough credit, but we found out that you can't do it through the internet, you can't do it through anything other than calling somebody and talking to them on the phone. And since he's come on, he has taken on that battle. And when they hear his voice instead of just an email or an envelope in the mail, we've had very good luck with that, which we haven't had in a while.
And y'all are totally operating on volunteers now.
Yes, sir.
You don't have anyone paid. You know, no for.
No, it is 100% voluntary. And to add to that, Sandy is our legacy. Our legacy. Now we only have one, but she is basically our archives. We have to make sure that we run everything by her because they've usually tried it. We know where our mistakes were made in the past. So that gives us 9, I believe, 9, and that's counting her. So 8 normal voting and 9 with her. It's tough. The volunteer hires are tough because everybody has another job. We have been fortunate enough to have 3 on the educational side of things, but they've had their issues too, so they've had to address that. So we've been down to about 6. pulling that. So, yes, we'd love to have a director. I can't stress enough the little time I've been on tourism. I've seen what a director and not having a director has caused the chamber. And it would be, it's a lot. It's a lot on the volunteers. So my opinion is if we can keep them paid, and we're striving for that too. Steve is working with Amy Cloud, and don't let him fool you. He did write a grant for $150,000 to USDA, and that's the first grant that we've written since I've been on the board. Karen has helped tremendously because she's like 100 winning grants, so he reached out to her too. So
yeah, I just wanted to quiz you about, for everyone to realize that they once had a director and the funds low, so they had to make some changes. And then now you're operating on volunteers. I mean, it goes both ways. You just have to find a happy medium. And it sounds like you're working to find that medium, so.
I believe when we're ready, if we can get a part-time director, that would be very helpful because of the fact that I come home at midnight and I'm working till 2, 3 in the morning on big work trying to get that together. I try to make 2 days a week here in the chamber, so if somebody does have questions, they can come see me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's where my goal is to go towards that. If we can afford one full-time later on, but until we start showing that we can maintain what we have, there's no use of hiring anybody and saying, well, we can have you for a week and then you're done.
Yeah, okay. All right, well, thank you. Thank you all for your report. Now, Robert.
Well, before that, one thing, I was still under communication. Just want to make a mention that this past week I've been doing some work over in Nelson County and been all up to the landfill and talking to them about, why we couldn't, our residents couldn't be hauling over there, taking stuff over there, because they charge, so much a ton, and however they do it to dump over there. And they, the manager of the landfill said that basically our fiscal court needs to contact their fiscal court and do an approval and take it to the project. I just wanted to see if that was something I wanted to deal with.
So basically, we could make an agreement and get a per ton price, and we could offer it to our citizens.
Right, or they could be able to drop off roll-off boxes over here, just like roll-off dumpsters over here, service area. And I don't know about multiple crash victims, I don't know about that, but
yeah,
they would be able to offer these roll-off dumpsters.
Yeah, well, we will be renegotiating Rumpke this fall.
Right.
So that we probably need to, as far as if they were to bring something here, we'll need to negotiate that in our contract.
Well, I mean, as far as an individual, so like right now, so say you're gonna clean up your house or whatever, you're gonna call Mark or whoever, just get a roll-off dumpster, just give them their option.
Yeah.
For residents. Right now, they don't have that.
Yeah.
Well, right now too, if you live here, you can't take your own stuff over.
Right, that too, that's the other thing. So like right now, like the Shelby County Recycling Center set up now, where you pay to go over and dump some stuff off, just to get another option.
Yeah.
Maybe a little cheaper to go over there.
So Spencer County residents
Cannot.
over there?
They service Nelson, Marion, and Morrison County. They've got agreements with the other counties, just their own county, but,
all we need to do is have an agreement with them.
reach out to them and,
Spencer County residents.
they would figure out a price per ton type thing with us. But I didn't, I told them who I was, but I didn't really, I didn't know official capacity, other than just saying who I was. I wanted to bring it up to you all, and I want to dive into it, to part of it, reach out and see if we can get something going.
Well, that'd be a great option for us.
Right.
Whatever Shelby County has, because I've seen people on Facebook. I guess you can pull over Shelby County with a dump truck load of junk and they'll weigh it.
Right. Well, that's the same thing over there. I mean,
yeah.
So that's what I was working in Nelson County in the courthouse down. I really take the dump truck and haul the house over there and dump it.
Yeah. So
that's what people do there. They have a set up, same kind of thing. They got a little pit set up with some dumpsters, and you can pull across the scales and pay $10 and you throw a couch away.
Yeah, well, that'd be good.
Shelby County takes yard waste,
They do that, they get all.
trees and stuff for
they-
free.
I don't know about what's, if it's for free or
You
not.
just drive in there and dump it off. It's
Shelby County's free.
Yeah, I don't know, I mean, I don't know what the pricing or anything would be. I didn't get into that because it had no, haven't had your all's permission to dive
Do we
in.
need a motion to do that? Enter into agreement?
Well, we can, let's get some more details on it and, you know, see what they charge, I mean, you know
Yeah.
what they charged you, I guess.
Well, they charge Nelson County $41 a ton. If you're Nelson County resident, you go to charge $41 a ton for high density debris that's taken over there and dump it off, so.
I don't know what Shelby charges.
I don't either, but I know, well, see, so that's the thing too, like, Shelby County's not it's not a dump, it's just a recycling center, like what we got down here in town.
There's actually a dump in Shelby County too.
Okay.
You can
I
dump
never
off,
been over
you
it.
know, lumber material.
They'll take anything.
Yeah.
So, well, that'd be some good options, to give our
Well, if you live
citizens.
on this side of the county, you know,
Yeah.
Shelby.
My
Shelby
side of the
County
county, my
is
district,
pretty
it's my, you know.
Yeah. Where is the landfill?
Hell, off there, Fort Road.
Alright. Now, go ahead, Robert.
So unfortunately, I wasn't here for the fiscal court meeting last, I was on vacation. There was some discussion about this, new use due to us, ambulance we were hoping to get replaced. Med four that is laid down, probably permanently. I talked to Sherry about where the money was gonna come from. When we entered into that agreement for that NARC electronic system, inventory system, we encumbered a certain amount of money to cover that if we had not met our financial obligation with Boundary. But we have met our financial obligation with Boundary, so that amount of money can be unencumbered from the budget that would cover the down payment. So we had encumbered $11,250, so that will be, I guess, taken off and moved to available and not encumbered anymore. I was talking to Scott Friday and speaking with these individuals. They're a very motivated seller, and they offered to accept $28,000 of the truck. Should we be able to find the funds to purchase it now and we can send some people to Virginia to pick it up and drive it back?
And this was a 13 model?
It's a 2013, but lightly used. It only has 87,000 miles on it. It only has 4,600 engine hours on it, so it's really good.
What brand is it? International, just like the other one we got? And this is from the same company.
It's through Garage.
Yeah.
I mean, they have several brokers. It's a different broker.
So as it went through the 127 inspection point, and will they give us some warranty on it for 30 days like the last one?
I mean, we'll get 15 days out of them. So that's all to you. If we just do the deposit, then you know we're gonna have to pay what the original amount was, which was it was 29.5 or something like that.
My feeling is on 2013, so it's an older vehicle. We're not in the point where we have to do something immediately. So, can we shop around and try to get maybe a newer unit in 2013?
I have shopped around. I've looked all over the country. If we go anything newer, you know, we're gonna be looking at 60, 70, 8,000.
Whatever, I mean, you know, we're gonna buy a 2013 87,000 miles on it, and then next year it's gonna go down.
Well,
so, you know.
in the upcoming budget, we only have 50,000 set aside to buy a unit, and we're not gonna get anything with that type of mileage and low engine hours for the amount of money that's in the budget.
You weren't here last meeting either, and I asked the question, you've done stated, but I thought you said before we're gonna get our new one no later than the end of May.
Well, they said in the beginning of June.
So we're still not ready to take it yet.
No.
Have you heard anything from them?
I have not.
I mean, we've got a check cut for it.
Yeah.
we done took the money out and we paid for it, so.
Yeah, and when we get the new one, just remember, when the new one does come in, we're back to 6 operating vehicles, even with 1 down.
No, we get 5.
We'll have
We
5.
get 5.
Yeah, this one will make 6.
Yes.
If we were to buy this one, I mean, we had this discussion.
You got 4 running down the road.
We have 4 right now.
Yeah, we have 4 right now. We done got rid of one at the auction, it's gone. And we got one now that probably needs to go there too.
Based on the estimates we've gotten and
For repairs.
the mileage on that vehicle, yeah.
Yeah, so to refresh everybody, we got one that needs how much dollars in repairs and has $230,000.
That estimates for 8,000 to 10,000 to repair that truck, and it has 232,000 miles on it, I think. It's the oldest of what we have.
And then this is the van front with
Yes.
the remountable box that we've already remounted.
Yes, it's already been remounted, I think, 2 times, so it can't be.
So it probably needs a new home.
It's surface well.
And I feel like we kind of agreed, if y'all remember, that if we get up to 6, we'd be in good shape.
I think we
Real
said that
good
should
What's that?
more than good shape, my memory.
I think we are too.
That 5 is still enough?
You know, no doubt, in my mind is that a man 4 needs to go, okay, regardless. But do we need to, right now, go ahead and buy a 2013 model to replace it when we don't have to?
I'm looking at the type of truck it is. It is a heavy duty truck. The engine repairs on it better. It's got low hours on it. It's got low miles on it. This is coming from an agency that does complete fleet replacement, regardless of what the miles are on the unit. They just come in and buy 20 new trucks at a time.
Does it have a remountable box on
This one is remountable.
My thought process is, so we have one new, which has how many miles on it now roughly? Yes, the newest one.
105.
It has 105,000 miles on it.
I'm sorry, the newest one has 105?
No. The newest one we have is like 50,000.
Okay, all right. So you got 50,000, you'll have a brand new one with 0, and I guess the next one's 100,000 mile unit.
The one we just put a new engine in that has 90.
But it was under warranty.
It was under warranty.
Yes.
So there's 3 under 100. What's the 4th one? Got any idea? Just rough.
192,000.
So roughly 200. So we got 4 under 100. You have 1 at 200.
Yeah.
And you got a pretty good little fleet that they all break no matter how many miles are on them, but shouldn't have anything major.
Can we get by a year without buying this? Problem. Because we're getting brand new. So.
What are you saying? Probably. I hate to spend $8,000 to $10,000 on a 230,000 mile ambulance, but you know, if you need 6 of them, spend $8,000, and that other machine is going to sit there unless something is broke, because you don't run 6 all the time.
Well, the problem we're also having with this is this truck that keeps breaking down. We're having harder and harder ways of finding parts for this truck.
Well, they didn't say they could fix it. They gave a quote to fix it. So, I mean, if you spend your $8,000, I'm all for it. I'd like to buy a brand new truck every other day myself. But, you know, I got junk ones that sit in the row, and 2 others break, one, you know, not so great ones come out. It's just my opinion. Or don't fix it and have 5, but if Robert thinks he really needs 6. You're not running that 6th one every day, correct?
I just know the situation we've been in several times, and we just spent a lot of money on buying equipment to run 6 trucks.
You're never going to run 6 trucks in a day, correct?
No, we have to.
I understand that.
What year is the net for?
That's even, this is $28,000, how much more money are we spending?
You all got to take into consideration too, that what, a few months ago, we were borrowing an ambulance bulletin to get by with the 6 trucks that we got on the road right now.
Well, hell, we ought to buy 10, right?
Well,
We already have 10.
Just saying.
What year was net?
Say that with every department.
13?
This ain't every department.
It's a light going out there.
This ain't
A sheriff's
gotta be
department.
possible, this is because somebody's life's on the line.
That's the problem. Same thing with the sheriff's department, that's a whole different ballgame.
That's what I just said, they don't have.
No, that's
they don't have that many
a whole
dockets.
different ballgame too.
The
They
only
can
benefit,
get by without it.
the only benefit we have is
Yeah, they can.
by doing lots, it frees up that money that we have budgeted for the next budget, we do not need that money in the budget.
Yeah, the 50 in next year's budget wouldn't be, I mean, basically wouldn't be needed. Well, should be, I mean, as far as the equipment replacement, yeah, it could be whittled down.
Well, I think there's something to be said. You know, Jim, said, you still buying vehicles, getting ready to be 13 years old, maybe 14 years old.
I mean, would any one of us in business do this deal right here? I don't think so. You know, we're trying to 2013 to 2013.
I mean, in my business, I'd do this deal if I was walking.
It's not, it's not necessary that we have to do this right now. That's the whole thing about it.
Well, the opportunity presented itself, and we give Robert a charge to look for opportunities to keep our fleet going. And he did what we requested.
And I'd like to request him to continue looking 2 months down the road, something else will come up.
What y'all wanna do in that forward? Y'all wanna surplus it? Or y'all wanna fix it? Let's get that out.
I mean, today it's this amount of money, and then a month from now, I think we need to get rid of it.
I'm sorry I didn't.
I'm
sorry, Robert. I was asking these guys. I'm sorry.
But I don't care really what we do with it, but if you think you really need 6, how often is the 6 one van?
Well,
I mean,
it would have to be 3 broke down.
We're trying to rotate the trucks a little bit more to try to help with the mileage, and, between the 3 crews we're running a day, and then other details and stuff that we're covering. And
What are you details to cover, like a dents or something?
yeah, bits and stuff like that, we're
How many miles is on that for?
232,000.
One thing you have to think about too is this has got a remountable box on it. So you would probably pay that much money just for a box to put on another truck. So
You're talking about the
you
one.
would pay more than that much money for another box to put on another truck. Yeah.
They can buy a truck for 60,000 to 70,000, and pay $275 for a truck.
So you're gonna save money when this vehicle goes, starts to go down. You're gonna save money by just buying a truck and remounting this box on it.
What's a newer model truck cost with say 50,000 miles on it? And you've been looking, surely you've seen some. Say 2018 with 50,000 miles, have you seen anything?
90,000.
And the new one was 300 or
230.
This last one was 233. We signed the check, and then the next one will probably be 260.
Yeah, they told us it's gonna be in the 260.
I just wonder, I mean, you think I'm probably always against you or something, but I'm looking at, budget and where we stand, but you're gonna come in here and ask for another new one, probably this next coming year for the following year.
No, we're gonna do a remount.
Oh. Well, that's still up 150,000 or something like that.
Well, my thinking is, what did you say this month? They put that 500 or that 50,000 towards, say 50,000. Next year, you get one of them $100,000 and which is we got 50,000 miles.
That's what I just asked him. I think he said 80 or something. But
If you could make it through this year, then we're able to save a little bit in our purse to do our remount plus buy one of $100,000 ones that we could get more multiple years out of.
We can make it this year with this new one we got.
I mean, I want us to make sure that we're covered, but if we feel confident we can make it through this year, then I think we should save the money and put it towards something that may be more of a long-term investment.
What do y'all want to do with May forward? I mean, it's sitting over there broke down, we're gonna spend 8 or 10,000, or we need to surplus it. 2 options, what do y'all want to do?
And what, if we get rid of it, if we don't fix it, and we don't replace it, then how many instances you got on the road?
Right now?
Yeah, like how many you got right now? 4.
And the new one's coming.
So you're gonna have 5.
Yeah.
how long did it take you when the new one comes? It's it's ready to go, or you got the stickers on?
No, it's coming straight, but we have to put radios in it, the stretcher has to be mounted in it, has to be inspected, so I mean, it's a
Did you
good
have all that stuff already, correct?
Yeah, but it's a good 30-45 days from the day we're gonna get it on the road and running.
So we won't be going until school starts.
Pretty much.
So from now till then, we only got 4 running.
Right.
But those 4 that are running are in pretty good shape, yes?
They're all under 100,000
Well,
miles, but they don't need nothing.
I don't think the 2 gasoline ones that we have, I think those are the ones that are gonna be in trouble children. The driver and that one, but the one of the 4, you know, is gonna break 200,000 miles in the next month or 2.
But those 4, I mean, I'm looking for 60 days. We don't anticipate, you know, those 4 are hold up for 60 days.
Every day I don't anticipate anything breaking down.
Well, I know. I mean, like one of them right now ain't bugging. Those 4's all good.
Right.
For now.
Well, what's your opinion, Robert? Also, you wanna get another one, which I don't think you have. So just, you gotta have 4 of them. Do you think you need the 5th one? I know it's got 230,000 miles on it, but do you need one that's another backup? Does it make you feel more comfortable having one that's sitting there that can run? Or you don't have no faith in it at all, and you just think of it as a pickle?
It's a pickle. I think the ultimate goal has always been to have 6 units. I know that on any given day, we may be having to run 4 or 5 of them at one time based on events and stuff like that. The summer's coming up, so we're gonna be spread thin everywhere.
Well, I tell you what, why don't we go this route? I'll make a motion that we repair mid 4 and keep it on track.
I mean,
All right, we have a motion on the floor. Is there a second to repair mid 4?
I'll second that for discussion.
All right, we have a motion by Jim, second by Will, to repair mid 4. Any discussion?
so like technically, I mean, you know, if you run that many 4, let's just say you run it a couple times a month, just to, you know, keep the batteries charged up, you know, you got flat spots in the tires or whatever. You'll be able to have that as a spare for a pretty lengthy amount of time. All, you know, which tends to lead me to go towards Jim's way of thinking. The only question is, you know, you look at $8,000-10,000 for repair, or you look at $8,000-10,000 to get a different one. So if you got the new one or you got mid 4 repaired, which one is easier to make out?
One's 30,000, the one's 10,000.
Well, yeah, that's right. I'm just thinking.
It was
I'm just
10.
saying.
How much have been spent on that
Oh, man,
for the last
I stroked that.
year?
20 extra.
Oh, I mean, in the last year, if we spend this amount of money, we do 20,000-30,000 in on repairs on that truck.
And repairs for that truck?
Yeah.
You can make that horse to death, but I mean.
Well,
Yeah,
we can repair it this time, and hopefully have better last time.
We said that the last time.
But
we fixed
you
it on it.
gotta,
You can't anticipate.
you can't take the box off that.
What is it, turbo?
You can take the box off this.
Turbo and
on this
intercooler.
used truck.
And of course, you're getting a van model.
You're
the
saving that
labor is-
$28,000 right there by being able to recondition this, by taking this box.
This truck's never been remounted before, correct?
No,
Right.
but
So it's a brand new remount, it can be remounted, what, 4 times, 5 times?
twice is what you're down there.
You said that you guys spent, a bunch of money on equipping, being prepared to equip 6 trucks. What part of that is reusable on, is savable, like, or is it just stay with whatever truck they have?
They stay with the trucks.
Being the new, the N4 is a van, I don't know, boxes, so if you say you did buy this, is any of your stuff still good, or boxes are not?
Oh, every bit of equipment we have goes, all we go on this truck. There's no needed to buy any more equipment.
Of course, we lease that now. Equipment.
The monitors and the hard the
expensive
CPR
stuff.
devices, the expensive stuff. And the additional stretcher we have to purchase and stuff.
Or we do that for the striker stuff or something? So that'd be additional money to our striker bill.
It's already on our chart.
We're already paying that.
Yeah.
So basically, we're gonna spend 8 to 10 to fix one, which is the motion on the floor. Or we're gonna spend 20 extra to replace it with a 2013 model 87.
Then you gotta pay a couple $1,000 to strike it or something, put the decals on it.
Yeah, it was about 3,000 to strike it, and put the radios in and everything. So, yeah.
What's the chance the repair bill is gonna be more than 8 or 10,000?
Well,
Maybe
they
mechanic guys.
said we spent 20,000 repairing that vehicle over the last year, so.
So do we have a quote, do we have an exact quote for what it's gonna cost to fix it this time?
It was in the last meeting.
You shouldn't cost any more than that. We gotta go to them.
No, that was based on those two items being.
What year is that for?
2013.
All right, we have a motion on the floor about the return net forward. Any other discussion? Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Squirrelston,
Yes.
Squire Ferris,
No.
Squire Eldridge,
Yes.
Judge Travis,
No.
Squire Travis,
Yes.
Squire Cotton,
No.
Failed, didn't it, the 3-3? Yeah. All right, so that motion failed. What?
That's 3-2.
3-3.
3-3. I voted no, Scott voted no, Dave voted no.
Oh, I can't hear that one right here.
All right, so, all right, so we're right back where we started. I'll make a motion that we surplus Med Ford and that we purchase the 2013 for 87,000 miles.
Well, what's the purchase price on that?
28,000.
For 28,000.
Well, we're going, we talk about that first.
Oh, I'll second it.
All right, motion by myself, second by Mike.
Got the $28,000.
That's right. So, I mean, so we pay if we buy it right now, we get $10,000. We pay the $10,000 down, go to July,
And then you'll have your new ambulance already. Just like Robert was talking about how long it's gonna take to put the stripes and do all that. It's gonna take the same amount of time to get this one.
It ought to be 30 days quicker.
Why? They call tomorrow, they said the end of May or beginning of June, if they call tomorrow, we send them a check. Why would buying this gonna be 30 days quicker?
Well, if we don't pay for it, we can go down there and get it
We
now.
literally would pick it up this week.
We can go get it now.
You gotta be able to pay for it. You gotta be able to pay for the whole thing if we do that.
do we not have some money?
We can, well, we can come up with 20,000.
so right now,
What do you
that's
call
11,250 that can be unencumbered on the one line that you mentioned, which leaves us 16,750 short of the 28,000 purchase price.
We could probably come up with that out of our lines, and pay for it. All right.
Well,
So
again,
if you do this and then the new one comes in, then you got 6 trucks.
They don't have 6 trucks. And next year, we won't buy any.
Yes. I'll remember that statement.
All right.
Well,
As long as Robert remembers that statement.
I'm saying you want to.
I know Robert's done forgot.
I'm sorry, Robert, I've been too hard on you.
Remount one next year.
No, we won't have to
Not
remount.
this year, but the 22nd, 28th budget.
We'll worry about that then.
I know, that's the other one.
I'm sorry, I'm beating you, Robert, I'm just trying to make it fun.
I know,
Sorry.
and I'm doing it.
And you're-
I hate having to stand here and do this. I'm doing the
You're
best I can
doing,
do.
no, you're great at it. We love you. Sorry. All right.
it so much.
I know.
All right, any other discussion? Everybody know what we're voting on? All right, Madam Clerk, you would call the roll, please, again.
Squire Ferris,
Yes.
Squire Eldridge,
No.
Judge Travis,
Yes.
Squire Travis.
No.
Squire Cotton,
Yes.
Squire Stone,
Yes.
All right, pass it 4-2.
All right, well, let's have the conversation where the money's gonna come from. We need to make that transfer, correct?
Okay, well,
We don't leave it to the transfer to figure it out.
we don't have to do it exactly today.
Well, I just wanna know where we're stealing the money from.
Okay.
Do that.
We're both have money in the bank.
Well, we do, we have 2 million
We gotta
CDs.
transfer it from one though, that's what we need to do.
Yeah, but we'll approve the transfer before we cut the check. But now he can tell them we're gonna buy it, and we gotta get the money gathered up, be patient, and they will. We can have it figured out by Wednesday.
Where's it located?
Virginia.
Virginia.
We would go get that on the special call meeting for Wednesday.
Yeah, the transfers. We can do that, Sherry. All right, she's got a note, so we'll find it.
You want the next one?
Yes.
I'm working with KIPTA on a few grants. We're trying to apply for an AFG grant. To purchase a replacement vehicle for one of our SUVs. We came up with the amount because AFG won't pay for remounts, and we didn't want to set the amount too high. We tried to set an amount, find something we could buy at the amount that gives more favorability of getting approved. So that's what we're applying for, but we have to have a resolution in place giving us an okay to proceed with the grant process.
We don't have a resolution exactly for you to read, but it was a question that I have about that, and I'm sorry I don't have the answer any faster. I'm hoping that we can use this grants program to pay for our splash park, pay for half the splash park. And I say that by saying that last year, if you guys remember, and this is something we'll vote on here in a minute, not on your agenda, but I'd like us to consider. We did that land and water conservation grant for Rayville 2.0 to fix the road, build the roads and stuff back there. Okay, we got approved for this grants for 400-some-thousand if we got approved for the land and water. Well, then land and water, I told you, I'll send me that letter. We're not going to approve you if you have any questions. And I asked why, and they said they didn't think that what the request was a strong request. I thought it was very strong. So now I'm changing my focus to the splash park, because we have all identified, I know, this is my gut feeling of reading you guys, that that's pretty important to us. I know for a fact that Trimble County got one, and they paid for it with the land and water grant and with this grants funding. And it's about $500,000. And Trimble County had to pay like $4,200 themselves in grants, paid 2 different grants paid for the balance. And the land and water grant, you can apply for up to $1 million. Now, I guess I say all that to say that I don't know if you apply for grants with this, it'll cut us out of that.
No, this grants program is part of the AFG through Kentucky. So basically, we apply for $150,000 through AFG, and then our county's cost share is 10%. So the cost share of Spencer County would be $15,000. But what Kentucky Grants does is they pay everything up to 10% of that. So really, our cost share for the project would only be $1,500.
So Kentucky Grants is going to pay how much?
They would pay the 15 $15,000 minus.
Because that program is called Kentucky GRANTS that I'm talking about.
I know, but according to KIPTA, this is applied for in tandem with the AFG grant.
Well, what Scott getting at is if you don't apply for that, then we have to pay the $15,000, because if you apply for the grants part, we might not get that answer.
And I don't have an answer for that, because our grant person at KIPTA that's working on this with me I don't know, that was never brought up.
Well, I talked to KIPTA Thursday, and Alicia gave me the green light that this splash park would be very successful as far as the opportunity, because I paid it in the past, but I did not ask her about this. If you can only have one at a time.
That was my concern.
Yeah, I don't want us to get knocked out of $400,000 or $500,000.
If it helps, we have until June 22nd. Get this submitted, so we can get those questions answered, and I can still keep in the backside of all the stuff I'm doing.
It is probably right. If Robert can get a grant for $150,000, then we only have to pay $15,000. Pretty good deal still.
Yeah.
you know, you won't get a grant to match our cost share. We have to pay the cost share portion of the grant. But if you can secure that big of a grant, we have to pay $15,000.
Spencer County's cost share on that grant is 10%.
Yeah.
Still plus than that.
$15,000.
And this is for a new response vehicle, which is what?
We would replace either the Expedition or the Explorer we had that are both getting high knowledge.
For $150,000?
Well, that's just the number we're it probably, yeah, I mean, that's just the number.
the grant money.
That's just the number that we can up with, so, I mean, it can fluctuate, go up and down based on.
Would you have better luck if you applied for that remount, and then we bought a vehicle out of the
They will not get energy grants for remounting vehicles. And then if we try to apply for an ambulance, it's gonna put so high that our likelihood is gonna improve. So we're trying to find a good number in between, increase our likelihood.
So, could we, on the splash park, could we add, two things like that? Like, pickleball courts underneath our building?
Yes, sir. All that.
Together? I mean, it's more.
What I visualize is especially if we think we could get the grants program, you can ask for up to $1 million for land and water. Now, the grants will not give $1 million match, I doubt. But it was funded 60-some million, and then they added another 100 million, so grants is available. And we can't file for this land and water until 2 or 3 months down the road, but we do need to get all of our numbers together. And when we get our numbers together, I would love to build a splash park and then have a playground like we have at Waterford or Gray Jewel there with it. Maybe have a little shelter. I mean, we're gonna have this big pavilion. That may not need shelter, because we'll have this big pavilion. But, and if we build pickleball courts, it can all be in one big bucket. Yes, we can do that. So we need to get us we need to get a splash pad down.
Yeah, I just got to call and make sure the code's still good or not.
Yeah.
Get a reassessment of it.
Yeah. And another thing is, that we need to talk about, if you make a note, Sherry, for our meeting Wednesday night, they are changing the procurement to 50,000.
Well, they were state contract anyways.
Yeah.
If we use those numbers and if we get it and we want to pay it later, you can, but that company's state contract.
But we have to change our code before it's official. So, all right, I know we danced around a bunch of stuff there.
I'll talk to the grant writer I'm working with to get to see how all that pans out. See multiple supplemental grants get applied for multiple.
Yeah. Now, what we can do, fellas, here, we can go ahead and approve Robert applying for this $150,000 grant, and then we will put a resolution together pursuing it. And again, if we can't use this other one, we'll have to pay $15,000 each.
Motion to approve.
That's what ours cost for.
Yeah, okay. All right, have a motion by Will, second by Jim, to approve Robert to apply for an AFG grant to assist with response vehicles. And we will put a resolution that I will sign to send with the grant. That what y'all understood. All right, any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. Success.
Last thing I had, I know we did a high school EE class. I think we started with 5 students, 3 of them had withdrawn, so we ended up finishing with 2 students. And I had notification yesterday that both of them have passed their EMT certification, so they're now EMTs. So, we may have some positions for them opening up in the next few weeks as people are making decisions on if they're going to higher paying Jersey County jobs. So we may be losing a couple people who open their trucks, but will open up some spots for those high school EMT students, which was the plan all along.
And they'll be 18 now, so they can get on the truck and work.
We'll be probably a couple full time.
We have to, Robert has to struggle all the time keeping them. It's
Just make sure you let them know, like, if they don't give you at least 5 working days notice, you won't pay out.
They're really good about that. We don't ever have that problem.
Yeah.
So.
All right, thank you, Robert. Good report. All right, we have in our book, and we're about to wrap up our meeting actually. On page 151, TCP, time clock plus renewal pricing. On page 152, we talked about it in the office this morning and where we kind of landed. We're just going with another 1-year proposal, 1-year plan, which is whichever one of them we use. Sherry, on 152.
I'm assuming it's the one,
Is it the very top one or
very top one.
5300 one at the
Right.
bottom?
They didn't show me the list, they just asked me, do you want to do a year,
Okay.
1 year or more? And my thinking is, I really haven't had a chance to get into the configuration of it. I think it's gonna be able to do everything we want, but because I don't know that, I can't say we should do this long term.
Yeah, basically, it's just doing it 1 year. We're only obligated for a year, and we could come up with something different or better. We are saving just a little bit of money. I don't even know if it's 10%. It ain't even 10%. We save just a little bit. Well, I guess it's 8%. It says right there, yeah. So, we're only losing 8%, but we're not tied down for up to 7 years. So I would recommend that we go with a 1-year agreement with Time Clocks Plus.
So moved.
I'll second it. So we got a motion by Mike, seconded by myself to go with an annual plan, 1 year with Time Clocks Plus. Is there any discussion? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. We have our invoices, bills, and transfers. Anyone have any questions on those?
Did we take possession of our new lease tractors yet?
Possession, no. I saw pictures of them and they had loaders on them. So I told Todd, I said, we ain't getting no loaders. So, but today they are working on Delta Road on the creek. I believe Karen said, and Sherry, I'm not sure, you may have deposited the money. I think she said we did get our half. Do you remember if we got it from the state on doing those emergency patches?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that was.
Should have been 40,000. Okay. So they have funded that. So we're doing a block job on Delta Road, and then we'll move over to Dutchman Creek and work in Mr. Armstrong's yard, and then on down Dutchman Creek, there's baskets to repair. So they are working on that. And
Trying to get the Dutchman Street down before school starts.
it shouldn't be but a day or 2 or 3. I mean, here and there. But I agree with you, Mike. You're exactly right. We need to get that.
Well, if they're talking about moving that road over, it could be a mess if they don't get it done before school starts.
Yeah. Well, yes, we do have one mower going. The one tractor and the bush hog mower was out and about. They've been mowing over Waterford, and it's going. But I went up and talked to them the very day after we met. So it's been Tuesday after our last meeting. I said to go ahead and get those 2 tractors. And sometime that week or maybe last week, they sent a picture of tractors with serial numbers and things, and they all had loaders on. So my response was no loaders, and I haven't heard back. Of course, that is stuff. So, but we're not necessarily losing any work either that we don't have them, but we need to have both mowers going. I do agree. All right, any questions on the bills and transfers?
Motion to pay the bills, make the transfer.
All right. Motion by Zach, second by Mike to pay the bills, pay the invoices, and do the transfers. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. I'd like to make a motion to go into executive session as KRS 61-810C, discussing proposed pending litigation. on or against or on behalf of a public agency, and also KRS 61-810F, discussions or hearings which might lead to the appointment, discipline, or dismissal of an employee. Motion by myself, seconded by Zach, to go into KRS 61-810C and KRS 61-810F. This is made available and amendable. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion passes. So, thank you all. I do have it. It's right here. I'll do it after.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I didn't pass it out.
If you need any